Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Finally, a new Marvel Legends review. This is the Retro Spider-Man Wave 2 Shocker figure. Now, I did find this at a semi-local Target, a couple towns away. So these are now starting to hit. Just today. It's going to be some time. Some stores are expecting to receive some of the other figures in the wave pretty soon. They are all solid cases or individuals. They are not receiving the assortment, so no assortment DPCI as we would typically normally see with waves. That seems to be the new normal for Target. So, you know, usually when that happens also, they don't get every figure in the wave. So time will tell which figures that Target will have available. We shall see. But I have Shocker here. I love the Retro Spider-Man card back, the throwback to the old Toy Biz figures from the animated series. We have the artwork of Shocker there. Up in the little call out, it says Vibro Shock Gauntlets. So as you can see, we have replacement gauntlets and everything. This looks to be a 100% new mold of Shocker. And I'm curious what you guys think. Is this a comic Shocker, or would you call it an animated series figure? I'm leaning probably more towards comic, because animated series figures, we don't really see. I mean, even though the card back is the throwback to the animated series, the figures aren't technically animated, whereas I think Venom probably could pass as both. I would say Venom was the first official animated figure, and maybe I'm wrong in that. But you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think, if Shocker counts or not. The light brown is kind of, I think, what might throw it off a little bit. But anyway, so we have Shocker there, looking at the back of the card, looking awesome. We have the cross-sell of all the figures in the wave. The bio for Shocker reads, Shocker's Vibro units allow him to blast through solid metal or hurl long-range vibrational punches, but they've yet to help him defeat his eternal nemesis, the Amazing Spider-Man. So there it is. Let's get Shocker out of the package. Okay, so here is the Shocker figure out of the package, and he's really nice. He's pinless, all updated to everything. I like the colors, although the brown maybe a little bit darker would have been kind of nice, but I see what I see what they're going for and kind of where they're coming from. Now, the debate on whether this would be an animated series figure or a comic figure, I think, can be settled in one way. The stripes on the legs as well as the arms lead me to believe that this is truly, in fact, a comic figure, not, I repeat, not an animated series figure, because again, I don't think that's really something that Hasbro does, with the exception, I think, of Venom. And maybe I'm wrong on the Venom too, because I think it could potentially work both ways. But that's why I'm calling comic figure for sure, not animated series figure. But it would be really cool if it was both. But, you know, I think animated series, you would see more of a reddish brown, but kind of a first appearance or real classic Shocker would have had a little bit of a darker brown. But it's hard to even say with that based on kind of cell shading and how it would look based on shadow effects and those types of things. But this Shocker is really cool. We did get Shocker previously. Here is the Thunderbolts running change of Shocker on the Bucky Cat body here, and I thought this was a really good figure. I was very happy to have this Shocker. And then, you know, of course, the regular first release before the running change. And I was lucky at the time that when I ordered Shocker, I had ordered them from Amazon. I ordered two, and I ended up getting one of each, so it was kind of crazy. So I will do the comparisons there, but this Shocker is by far way better than those previous Shocker figures. But the previous Shocker figures do have one advantage, and that is wrist articulation, because this Shocker does not have wrist articulation whatsoever. Is it a big problem? No, not really. But it is just something a little bit different. So let's get in for a closer look, and we'll look at his accessories. We'll take a closer look at the figure. I'm actually really confused because I see so many images where the stripes are on Shocker on his arms and his legs from the animated series, but a lot of times they aren't, so I think it just depended on the scene. So it's just one of those crazy things. So I don't even know what to think, but I'm gonna go with comic probably. Okay, so Shocker, to start off, comes with these blast effects, these shock effects. Get it? Shocker. But anyway, these are the same ones that actually came with this old ass Shocker figure, and man, which wave did this Shocker come on? Was this the Hobgoblin wave? Rhino wave? One of those waves. It's been so long ago, I really can't even remember. But the same exact effects. They might be a little bit different in color, but they are orange. Not really a whole lot going on. We've seen these so many times. I don't hate that we got them, but it's kind of crazy. Now, the other thing is, how the hell do we use these effects with these hands? Because again, there's no wrist articulation. Now, the forearm swivels, because you can actually change these out. So the other accessories that Shocker comes with is, instead of fists for both of the hands, like that come on the figure right out of the package, we have these open hands. And it's because of the gauntlets that they haven't done something to where you would have wrist articulation. So, I mean, I get it. I do. So it's just a little bit different. So to switch these out, we're simply just gonna pull on there, and it just pops out like so. Very easy. And we're gonna pop on one of the new ones like so. Right? Not so bad. But the question is, how do we use these effects? I mean, you can just kind of slip it in his hand or whatever, but as you can see, it's kind of made to grip around the wrist. And without the wrist articulation, it doesn't necessarily work. But, you know, if we do the thing maybe up underneath, it can kind of hoop around. So I guess you could do that. That's kind of weird in my opinion. But I didn't really care for these effects. I don't display it that way. You can do photography, you know, that way. It's a little bit different is all. But looking at the figure looks really good. Now, I know people are going to have some complaints on why like the suit, you don't have like the quilting effect, you don't have like lines to show it. It's in the sculpt, so at least we got that. You know, this previous one, it was all painted on because it wasn't in the sculpt. Now, yes, in the comics, in the animated series, all those lines were painted, or not painted, or printed on, or whatever, and drawn on. And the reason would have been for that is because how else are you going to bring out that detail? You would have to have it in a different color, whether it's like a brown color like this, or if it's in a slightly different shade of the yellow, it would have to be done. So, I mean, I get it. But it's in the sculpt, so I think it can work. So now if the suit is like stitching or whatever, or if it's the line work in a different thread, okay, but then we're getting into some crazy things. Would it have looked better if it was painted, lines were painted on? Sure, of course, right? Of course. But the fact that we got them sculpted, I think, is a big deal, because it's not like they're going to use this body for any other figure. Not only that, because of the deep V in the like the vest, but you know, it does help to get it stand out when you have it in the sculpt as well. So I don't mind it, but I know a lot of folks out there probably really aren't going to like it. To me, it's not that big of a deal, but you guys let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Looking at the eyes, they're just white, but we do get a black outline of the eyes, so that is good. The head, this brown portion is sculpted on there. All the brown is sculpted, so that is very cool. You get this leathery look for the brown as it goes along the leg, so that is pretty damn cool. I like that a lot. As you can see there, we get that same leather texture detail in his boots. Again, pinless, so no pins at the elbows or the knees. We actually get that same leathery look for the stripe on the arm, as well as like his vest here. Some nice silver colors for this belt piece there and his gauntlets. So that all looks really good. Now, this separation piece right here is all silver. I think, you know, depending on, you know, how you look at it in the artwork, it would have been like a bigger, more exposed area, and you would be able to see the glove similar to this, but not like as large, you know, when I was looking at reference images and things like that. But still pretty cool. I really like it. You guys let me know down in the comments below. Oh, one thing is the shoulder hinge. It's nice because they could use that brown color, and it matches perfectly with the arm. Now, they didn't paint the little lip there. That would have been cool, and then it's brown underneath because of the hinge, but at least on this side, the upper shoulder portion, it matches and it works. But let's check out Shocker's articulation now. Okay, so Shocker's articulation, he can look down that much, he can look up that much. The neck is on a ball disc hinge, so not the dumbbell joint. I go back and forth on the dumbbell joint. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Not really a whole lot of head pivot going on in there, but you do get a full swivel. Shoulders, you can get the shoulders to kind of go up and out and up a bit there. Ooh, careful with that hinge. I don't want to break the figure, it'd be all bad, right? Full rotation in there, upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed elbow, pinless, so you get that much bend at the elbow, and again, swivel at the forearm, and it just kind of comes right. Damn, why is my figure like falling apart all of a sudden? Let's pop these things back on there. I think because I was using the force a little bit, I was adding a little too much force to get those elbows to go. But they pop on there and they swivel, of course. We have an ab crunch, so Shocker can crunch forward that much. He can crunch back that much. The sculpt and paint and everything continues right on in there and looks pretty good. I don't know if I kind of mentioned this before, but looking at the paint lines of the yellow and brown, some are going to be more clean than others. Mine isn't real bad, but you can see a little bit of wonkiness where the yellow and the brown meets. The yellow, of course, is the sculpted plastic. The brown is what is painted on there. We have a waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that much, which is really good. Goes back actually a little bit. You have an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee, like so. You have a calf swivel right below the silver. Actually, you get, it's almost 2 swivel points. No, not really. You have the swivel there at the boot. Foot hinges down. You get a little bit of hinge up, which is great. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So there is the articulation for Shocker. Pretty good. Not, you know, like the greatest or anything. You know, always a ball joint at the waist or a diaphragm cut would work out better, but solid articulation for sure. Okay, so here are our 3 Shocker figures that we have. You guys let me know down in the comments below, which look for Shocker do you prefer? I think I kind of like the darker brown, and I think my lighting makes it look a little bit more darker than it is. But I think I do like the darker brown, or I would have really liked to see a little bit more of a reddish brown. Not that this one's bad at all, but the figure is objectively so much better because it's pinless. The Bucky Cat body was just really overused, super tiny feet. So I'm really digging this new Shocker. The swappable gauntlets is pretty cool. I don't know of another way that they could have added in wrist articulation, so it's kind of unfortunate there. But at least we get open hands and then closed fists, so that is pretty cool. But again, you guys let me know down in the comments below which one is your favorite Shocker figure. Damn, he looks good. Okay, now here we have Shocker next to the Hasbro PulseCon 2021 exclusive and the retro Spider-Man from the previous wave. So I can't wait to get the rest of this wave. The only one that I've been able to acquire so far is the Ben Reilly Spider-Man figure that Dorkside had in stock on Friday. I got a shipment notification on Saturday. It has not yet moved, so they'll probably ship out Monday, tomorrow, and then hopefully I will receive Wednesday or Thursday, or hopefully my Target stores will start to receive the other figures. I'm most excited for the symbiote suit Spider-Man, as well as the Spider Armor Mark 1. Can't wait to get those. Hammerhead is cool, Hobgoblin is cool, but I mean, those Spider-Man figures, right? Love the retro body, so I can't wait to get those. But a super awesome addition to the lineup. So we have so many Spider-Man retro figures, so a whole nother wave is just crazy. I did already get a second Shocker. I grabbed 2, so I have one to hang up on the wall, so I can't wait to add the rest of the wave. I am getting really excited. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the Spider-Man retro figures, the second wave in particular? Which one is your most anticipated? Was it Shocker? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.